Hey there, fellow designers and engineers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to dive into the world of CAD modeling and create a slotted link mechanism from scratch. This mechanism is widely used in engines, pumps, and other machinery, so mastering its design is a valuable skill. Let's get started. Before we begin, let's quickly go over what a slotted link mechanism is. It's a simple yet effective way to convert rotational motion into linear motion. The mechanism consists of a crankshaft, a slider, and a yoke that connects the two. As the crankshaft rotates, the yoke moves back and forth in a linear motion. Let me stop that animation now and give you a run through an animation of the workflow. And now let's start the design. First thing is a sketch on the top plane. That is a circle. One more circle. Still one more circle. And slot with this as the origin. We go up here, something like that. And let's give out some dimensions. That outside diameter is 88. Inside diameter is 12. That circle is 8. Let's dimension that to the origin with 36. And that radius is 28. That radius 3. Let's draw two lines in here so we can dimension that angle at 66. Make those two pressing X construction geometry and apply a horizontal constraint between those two. I'll move out a little and give you a moment to make that sketch. Now let's go into the extrude. Finish the sketch. Go to extrude. Operation is a new component. We take this region, that one, and that one. And the distance, let's have a look. Let's go down, minus 6. Okay. I'll just rename that component disk. Keep that sketch visible. And apply a fillet to those two edges. 3 millimeters is the distance. An extrusion of that slot. We can define that as through all, a cut, okay. Another one of that pin, 8 millimeters, join, yeah. Hide that sketch and make a circular pattern of that slot around that axis 3 times. All right, that's it. Let's apply appearances to that. I press A, I take that powder coat rough and apply blue to the component. And then I take another one, that yellow here, but switch to faces and drop that on there. Close that for now. Disk 1 is ready. All right. Now let's offset a plane from that face with 2 millimeters. Accept that and start a sketch on that face. So that'll be a straight slot with that origin. Let's drop it there for a moment. With P, I project or pin that edge there. P there, accept that. And then I constrain my origin to that same origin of that one. Let's make that with X construction geometry. And let's apply the tangent constraint here of that circle on that one. Then I press O, take my slot and move that out maybe 6 millimeters. And go into the center point rectangle command. That origin, go up here, move out a bit, and apply dimensions. And that is 8 millimeters. And from that center line to that edge, 111. I'll hide our disk for a moment. We can do some cleanup. Cut through here, through there, there, and there. Finish that sketch and extrude as a new component. That region, that one, and that one. And the distance of that extrusion is 4 millimeters. New component, right? Okay. Let's apply an appearance to that component. Green. Accept that. Have a look at our disk and the yoke. Let's call it like that. Yoke. So we got those two. And now let's model some type of base. For that, I take the offset plane command here, take that face, go down 12 millimeters, draw on that plane slot Okay, I need that origin. Let's switch that on. And apply a constraint coincident with the origin. And distance of that center. Let's apply a dimension from that center to that edge of 44 millimeters and a radius of 28, and exit that sketch. Now let's extrude as a new component our face here, and make it 6 millimeter thick. Call that base, and give that an appearance, maybe that powder coat rough dark gray, or maybe a little lighter, that one. Hide origin planes and all that. Close that window. I said hide. And start a sketch on that face. Rotate our sketch, our object. And draw a center point rectangle here. I'll zoom in. Dimension that with 22. A width of 8. And let's project our arc here and make a coincident relationship between those two. Finish that sketch. Turn that around. Extrude that with 34 millimeters. Well, we don't want to cut, we would just want to join. But we want to be working in our base, right? So click that here. 34 millimeters. All right. Now let's apply some chamfer here. That edge. Maybe 6. And let's mirror that to the other side. So I mirror features, our extrude, our chamfer. Mirror plane is that one. And let's do some multi-body modeling here with combine, cut. Our target body is the base. Our tool body is the yoke. And we keep our tools or our tool. Accept that. You know that made that slot in there. I'll hide the yoke so we see what we did. Great. Okay, so let's make some shaft here. I take that face, press P, project that edge, go into extrude. There it is. And just apply those 18 millimeters. And that's it for sketching and modeling. So let's see. That's free to move that is free to move. Our base, we will ground that and press J now to apply the joints. So I hover over that edge, pick that, hover over here. It's there, and I had picked that revolute mate or revolute joint. You might have something else at first, but take the revolute thing, accept that, ensure there is this degree of freedom of our disk, right? Great. Do that one more time, press J, go on that edge, maybe here, pick that, and then search for this edge right here. Pick that. Okay, we're still on the revolute thing. So let's switch that to slider. And that is what we want. I accept that. And move things where we want them. That pin inside that slot. And now let's go into the assemble command and enable all contact. Pick that and go to our joints folder, to that revolute joint, animate that joint relationship, and that is how you design and assemble a slotted link mechanism in Fusion 360. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss out on my future design tutorials and tips. I'm constantly sharing valuable content to help you level up your design skills. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.